So apparently Assassin's Creed Shadows is the best Assassin's Creed game to ever be made, at least according to the associate director of Ubisoft Quebec. What is going on, you guys? It is the Daily Pleb here. Make sure to like and sub for more content. And this video is going to be a rant, so buckle in and just be ready, because I'm about to go a little unhinged here. So let's go ahead and read the article before I give my thoughts on Assassin's Creed as a whole. I'm surprised that 9 months in, we are hard to beat from a pure visual standpoint, which I believe to be a testament to the work that's gone into the game's engine. Assassin's Creed Shadows is striking from a technical standpoint and has high quality, synonymous with Ubisoft Quebec's work at this point in time. I'd been desperate to get my hands on Naue and Yasuke's RPG adventure before I even know who they were, and it all comes down to how much I venerate the developer of my all-time favorite Assassin's Creed game, Assassin's Creed Syndicate, Assassin's Creed Syndicate walked so that Shadows could run, LeMay agrees, and it's good to feel Jacob and Evie's spirit live on in our latest heroes. That's not to say that Shadows is absolutely hideous from every standpoint that I can see. The world is mainly closed off and you can't climb over, really that much. The low poly character assets, the hideous character assets, the fact that in many cutscenes their faces morph into ugly amalgamations of flesh, the green and yellowish tint they put over the game that makes it absolutely hideous. But okay, sure, it's a beautiful game from a technical standpoint. Let's just play pretend here. Oh, and of course the floating bullets and arrows, but we can just look over that because it's all about quality from Quebec. The differences between Evie and Jacob were mostly cosmetic, he says. Ubisoft Quebec's first stab at the dual protagonist AC game in Syndicate was more of which one do you prefer kind of deal. They play very similarly, except with very few select skills, which Odyssey in its much more deep RPG progression system. So for Shadows, we wanted to take some of these elements from these two games and tweak it. And buddy, I'm starting to understand how come Shadows is garbage. If you thought Odyssey had a deep and meaningful progression system in terms of an RPG game, there's no wonder Assassin's Creed is garbage now, because Odyssey is not a good RPG game. Odyssey is garbage. I don't understand this obsession with RPGs when Assassin's Creed is not an RPG. It's never been an RPG. It wasn't an RPG until Origins. I guess you could blame Unity if you wanted to. And instead of making a stealth action game, you make an RPG game. Assassin's Creed is not an RPG game. Assassin's Creed is a stealth action game. Why are you making an RPG game? Why can you not, take the sand out of your ears and recognize that the title says Assassin's Creed? Do you need glasses, buddy? Is that what you need? I don't know what you got up there in Quebec, but clearly it's pretty good. It's an excuse in contrast, which Syndicate wasn't. And then go maybe not as deep as Odyssey in the terms of the RPG systems and pull it back a little bit, but just enough so that we can find a middle ground where we can still have the RPG fans happy. Once again, the title of the franchise is Assassin's Creed. Assassins are stealthy. Stealth as in stealth action game. RPG means skill trees. Skill trees in a stealth action game is possible, but not possible when you have a character like Yasuke, who is not an assassin. He's not. He's a warrior. He has a big sword. He has a big club. He can burst through walls. He is not an assassin. Why are you putting a non-assassin character in an assassin game? Why do you have non-stealth elements in a stealth element game? Why are you doing this? But then perhaps bring a couple of the old school fans that are not so much into RPGs back and let them have dip their toes in a little, but you're not winning back old school fans. Now, when I first saw the trailer for Assassin's Creed Shadows, I was very happy. I was like, oh my goodness, Mirage was garbage with its cartoon, make-believe sword combat. Valhalla was garbage with its meaningless progression system, to the point where I just had to put the game down, and I never finished it to this day because I'm not grinding 18 hours in a single player game to get a mediocre story. You are not bringing back old school fans. You are pushing them further and further away. And it's this obsession that Ubisoft has with RPGs at the moment when it comes to the Assassin's Creed franchise. Assassin's Creed 1 was not an RPG. It was very simple. You hid from your enemies, whether it be sitting on a bench, walking in a crowd of people, walking in a crowd of priests. The game was very clearly stealth oriented. Same thing to be said with the Assassin's Creed Ezio trilogy. Social stealth was the key word. Every upgrade from the game always had to do with the Assassin's Brotherhood or stealth, right? With Assassin's Creed 2, it brought in the Brotherhood system, this sort of management system. With Assassin's Creed Revelations, it brought the Hook Blade, a evolution of, platforming, where you could climb more buildings, get to different places. The Hook Blade allow you to traverse more. Assassin's Creed 3, once again, you were a native. You could hide, use your bow, use your tomahawk. Once again, all stealth weapons. It was an evolution. And sure, you had ships and you could get on the ship, but once again, it was still mainly about stealth. Now, Black Flag, you can argue, was it really that much of an Assassin's Creed game? Me personally, I think Black Flag would have been better as just a pirate game and not really a mainline Assassin's Creed entry, but I thought it did a lot with the lore in terms of, what is the name of their company? Abstergo. I think it did a lot with the lore of Abstergo, so that's kind of how I, would sort of classify Assassin's Creed Black Flag as an AC game. I know a lot of people don't, but once again, sort of an upgrade to the lore, we'll say. Then we had Assassin's Creed Rogue. I know that game's not really well liked by the Assassin's Creed fandom because you mainly play as a Templar. Even though the Templars are just the assassins in this game, there's no true role switch, at least in my opinion. Unity, once again, I think Unity is the best game in the Assassin's Creed franchise, to be completely honest with you, at least when it comes with, a gameplay perspective, and of course the parkour perspective. There's so many videos on YouTube about just the parkour in Ubisoft's Assassin's Creed Unity. It's very great. And then we have Origins, which is the game I critique the most, and maybe it doesn't deserve it as much because at least the storyline has to do with the foundation of the assassins as an order. But I mainly hate on it because it sort of brought this tiered weapon system to where, oh cool, you have a common bow, but you just open this chest and this chest has a rare bow. Look, it's rare, it's purple. Doesn't that make you want to spend money in the cash shop? Look, it's a purple bow, dude. How could you not want this purple bow? And then Odyssey continued down this line with, once again, ooh, look at this shiny new piece of armor. This is a purple piece of armor. This is awesome armor. Isn't this great? Isn't this awesome? Don't you love the shiny colors? Aren't you excited? I know this is a stealth-action game, but aren't you excited by the shiny colors? And it was annoying. And then Valhalla comes along, and in their trailers, and in their gameplay trailers, they're showing off this massive skill tree. And then you get the game, and it finds out that this massive skill tree is the most arbitrary garbage in the game, where it's like +5 in stealth, +10 in attack damage, +2 in the stealth damage. It's insane. The move to an RPG, the franchise's move to an RPG instead of a stealth action game has killed the franchise. I actually don't know how well Assassin's Creed games are selling. I actually don't know. and I can really only speak from a long-term Assassin's Creed fan, and of course my friends who are also Assassin's Creed fans, and we all stopped playing Assassin's Creed similarly around the same games. I stopped at Valhalla, my friend stopped at Mirage, and the other guy we know, he stopped at Unity. And I think he played a little bit of Odyssey, and he was like, yeah, nah, I'm not into this. And yeah, sure, this is like arbitrary, you know, it's just me and my friends, but like, we're all pretty big Assassin's Creed fans. We watched the Assassin's Creed movie. I mean, I have the Assassin's Creed book over here. You know, we're big fans of Assassin's Creed, or should I say we used to be big fans. And Assassin's Creed Shadows is not really unique in the sense of it's a problem within the AAA industry where they care more about market expansion than they do actually keeping a loyal audience. Because to a degree, I get what they're doing when, you know, they're making Assassin's Creed more of an RPG and they're giving options to people who don't like stealth games. So they're putting a character like Yasuke, who is not a stealth character, and he's meant to be this, you know, warrior barbarian class, while Nawe is meant to be, you know, the traditional stealth class. And I find that problematic because it shows that you're not interested in focusing on what makes Assassin's Creed, which is the stealth gameplay, and you're focused on making a game for people who don't care about stealth gameplay, even though the game is supposed to be about stealth gameplay. So you see the issue here. You know, and we see that with plenty of other games. I'm trying to think of another example that is as good as Assassin's Creed. I think Assassin's Creed is a fine example of a company's obsession with market expansion that is to the detriment to their own video game title. And I'm trying to think, and one's not really coming to mind at this moment. So, you know, I don't want to keep you guys here any longer. If you actually stayed and listened to my rant, I just want to say thank you. Leave a comment down below on what you think of Assassin's Creed as a franchise. Do you enjoy the new RPG games they're making, or are you like me and my friends where you kind of wish they would just go back, you know, unironically go back to form and make stealth action games again, because that's always where Assassin's Creed has always shined, you know, and it's something that I really, you know, can congratulate Square Enix when it comes to, you know, the new Hitman games, which are just fantastically, beautifully crafted levels with just so many ways, you know, to take out your targets. And I really wish if we could have an Assassin's Creed game like the new Hitman franchise. Oh man, bro, I'd be eating so good. But I don't think we're going to have that for at least quite a while. I mean, if we're coming out here with the Cope articles trying to pretend Assassin's Creed Shadows is the best Assassin's Creed game, I mean, I don't even know what to say about the, you know, the franchise. You know, I really don't. But with that being said, you guys, I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye now.